Alright, how's it going, guys? Excuse the mess. If you guys could see it in the back, I'm actually in the middle of packing right now. But anyway, I'm gonna try to talk as loud as I can. But it's a little late right now. There's people sleeping in the house, so if I'm a little bit quiet, I apologize for that. But I'm gonna try to be as loud as I can. So basically, the three plants I got were Plumeria, the snake plant, and the inch plant. So we'll start with the first one. So the first one was the Plumeria. The Latin name for this one is the Plumeria rubra. Also, again, like the other videos, excuse me if I mispronounce any of these names. I am trying my best when I try to pronounce these. So yeah, the Plumeria rubra is the Latin name. I believe the family is Apocyanaceae, and then the order is Gentianalis. Also, my bad if the order of them two were flipped. I try to copy it the best I can from the list, but if they're if they're flipped over by any for any reason, I apologize for that. But some identifying features for this plant: the branches are somewhat brittle, and when broken, they ooze a white latex, which can be irritating to the skin if you get enough on you or if it touches you. Um, if you get enough on you, it could actually turn pretty vital for you because it's real toxic. The latex is found inside the stem of the plants. See, and like I just said, it's toxic, but it's not deadly unless it's present in large quantities or if you get a lot of it on your skin. The flowers are range from colors from shades of pink, white, and yellow. Some landscape uses for this plant. It grows as a spreading shrub or a small tree. It's flushed with fragrant flowers. Like I said, either with shades of pink, white, and yellow. It's usually a popular garden plant or park plant, and it also gets used a lot in temples and in cemeteries. Oh my bad, that's a little. That looks like yeah. So that was a spell check. Sorry about that. But some planting needs for this plant. For the most part, it needs minimal care. They don't really need to be watered too much, but they do need to be deeply watered when it's close to their growing season, especially if it's dry out. They also need to be fertilized every so often. The site that I looked at, it said 2 to 3 weeks, but I mean obviously it could vary on that it could vary, um, according to your plan and the progress you see with it. But that's just like the average, I guess, like what people say it should be. Some height, the height that it usually gets to is 2 to 8 meters, which is between 5 to 25 feet tall. So it's not too big, but it could get a little bit of size. And then like the top said, it's a spreading shrub, so it could spread wide also. The native origin, it's native to Mexico, Central America, Colombia, and Venezuela, and it has also been widely cultivated in other subtropical and tropical climates. Um, the growth zones that came up when I looked it up were 10 through 12. That is the set that I used. And then here are a couple pictures of the flower. So as you can see, it's really beautiful flower, really nice. Here's one that has all three of those shades. Here's one that's only got two, not really too much purple or pink. This one has not too much white, kind of little touches of white in the center along with the yellow, but so the colors vary, but as far as the plant goes, I mean they all look the same. They're all really nice plant. You can see why people would use it as like a gardening plant. And then also like just looking at the tree, just looking at these pictures, you could see how it might gain some size if it's taken care of and all that stuff. Let's see. So for my second plant, we have the snake plant or the mother-in-law's tongue. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, the Latin name for this one is Sansevieria dry. I already know I'm gonna pronounce this so wrong. Dracana trifasciata. That's my guess. Sorry if I butchered it. The family and the order was the Asparagaceae, and the Asparagalus. Some identifying features for this plant: it grows pretty erect. The leaves, they're sharply pointed. They're sword-shaped leaves, so and when they're erect, they're pointed up, straight up. It's pretty self-explanatory. The leaves are deep green. Some have light gray with green horizontal stripes. Again, the leaves rise stiffly on a thick rhizome. Um, it's got small, fragrant, greenish-white flowers that bloom when it's matured in the spring, and then sometimes they even get a little bit of orange berries. Some landscape uses for this one. What I read that I thought was pretty interesting is that it's actually used as a what's the word? It's used as a air purifier. I think that's the word. Yeah, a purifier. So basically, it can take out some certain toxins out of the air. So that's why a lot of people, like it says right here, put one in your bathroom, and it will thrive with low light, steamy, humid conditions, and it will filter out air pollutants. It's usually used as a house plant because of that reason. Um, some planting needs. They prefer bright and indirect light, but like above said, it could be grown indoor as well with just low light. But I believe if you have it in low light, it might you might have to do a little bit more care for it just to get it kind of going and to kind of get it going like if it was growing outside, getting all the light that it should be. Keep the plant in a warm spot in the winter and be sure to protect it from drafty windows. So if it's inside the house in the winter, you're going to want to take it away from the windows or at least have the windows closed because it can't handle that type of temperature. These are actually meant to withstand drought. So, cold might doesn't always mix well with drought tolerant plants. The size, it grows up to 2 to 4 feet. Center of origin, it's native to tropical West Africa, from Nigeria east to the Congo. The growth zones, it's in 9 through 12. That's the site I use, also a Wikipedia source. And then here are a couple pictures of the plant. As you can see, really nice plant, really straightforward how it's said, erect leaves, erect leaves. There's that little coloring that it said, and then, obviously these pictures they were used as house plants. So, I mean, this one you can see it's outside. These I'm sure are probably indoor plants just by looking at how the pots are. Usually those are like indoor plants. And you could see the sizes kind of vary. These probably weren't too big. By the picture it's obviously hard to tell, but I mean just by the vase, I picture they're probably not too big. These are probably small house plants. This one, on the other hand, since it's outside, the vase is a little bigger. I picture that's gonna probably be a little bigger size. So they range in different sizes. And then for the third plant, we had the inch plant. And the Latin name for this one, again, I know I'm a butcher, the Trasantia zebrina, or the Zebrina pendula. That's a little easier to pronounce. The family and the order, the Commelinaceae, or the Commelinales. Not bad for the butchering again. Some identifying features for this plant, it's got zebra patterned leaves. The upper surface of it is purple growth with green older growth parallel to the central axis, as well as two broad silver-colored stripes on the outer edges, with the lower leaf surface presenting a deep uniform magenta. So that's describing the color of the leaves, and then you'll see at the bottom what we mean by that. Leaves are also bluish green in some cases, and then they usually have two longical stripes that are silvery on the furches and purple on the underside. Flowers come in groups and are supported by two large foliage-like narrow ciliate bracts. The three overgrown sepals are 2 to 3 millimeters long. There are three only grown at the base petals that are ovate blunt. and usually pink or pink to purple. And then there are 6 equally sized stamens that are violet, that are also hairy. I forgot to put a little comma right there. There's 3 carpels, and they become a top permanently ovary grown. They form a capsule that fruits contain gray brown seeds, and then the structure of the flower is usually 3 pink petals with the white sexual organs. These are commonly just used as houseplants or ground cover. And then you'll see at the bottom right now why it's usually used as ground cover. As far as the planting needs, it needs bright or indirect sun. As far as water, just average watering to medium watering. Soil, you need an all-purpose type of soil or like some sort of pot mix, so it could grow. So it could grow. That's preferably what you need, so that it could grow to its potential. The size, I mean, usually it's because it's a ground cover plant, it doesn't grow too high. It's half to 3/4 of a foot high and wide. If anything, it grows more wide because it spreads out since it's ground cover. Center of origin is it's native to Mexico, but it's also invasive to South Africa and the Galapagos Islands. It's grown in zones 8 through 12. And then this is, excuse me, hold on. Excuse me. So this is a picture of the plant. So as you can see, it's purplish right here. These are the details that it was describing in the above about the leaves. Here you can see there's those bluish and those greenish ones also, not all just purple. Here's the variety. Here you can see it's in a small pot. So that's how you would start it before introducing it into, like, I guess, the actual ground and everything. I'm assuming you'd want to get it going inside a pot so that it gets all the nutrients and all that stuff that it needs from the soil. And then, well, yeah, those are the 3 that I got. Again, it was the inch plants, the snake plant, and then it was the plumeria. So 3 really nice plants, 2 of them being really good house plants to have, or just to, well, pretty good houseplants if you have them around the house, add a nice little decor to your yard and all that stuff, or even inside your home. And then this one, very nice, beautiful plant to have outside, maybe on a wall border or even in a pot just outside, growing with a bunch of other flowers just to mix in, add a nice little feel, add a nice little vibe to your home or to your garden. And yeah, those are the 3. Hopefully you guys got some pretty good facts, pretty good details, info on these plants, and hopefully I didn't butcher too many names on here too much then you guys weren't able to understand. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the clip and look forward to seeing all your guys' videos as well. Thank you and have a good night.